If you are watching this video right now, then it's probably because you want to know a little more about Bluehost and maybe you want to know about web hosting in general. My goal of this Bluehost review is basically to help you decide if this is the right web hosting provider for you. And I know that everyone's in different stages in terms of their websites, and some people are beginners, some people have huge websites, and Bluehost has a solution for everyone. So I'm going to assume that most of you are actually beginners because Bluehost primarily offers their shared web WordPress hosting, and they're really one of the most affordable options. And shared WordPress hosting is what the vast majority of you are going to need. So basically, what shared WordPress hosting is it's web hosting provided on a shared server, and you can build a WordPress website with this type of web hosting. And a WordPress website is one of the best types of websites to create because, first of all, they're very easy to create, very easy to design, and there's tons of themes, plugins, and they're very SEO friendly. So definitely one of the best options if you're looking to create a website. And so let's just get into some of the pricing here. So this is the shared WordPress hosting pricing, and the basic plan is just $2.95 per month. So I'm going to provide a link below this video for you to sign up to Bluehost, and you can just start for $2.95 a month. That is insanely cheap, right? I'm going to compare this to a few other web hosts, but one thing I will say, because I've been with many web hosts before and I've been with Bluehost, I'm actually going to be honest, I'm not with Bluehost anymore, but I do believe there's a time and a place to recommend Bluehost, and I'm going to explain that a little bit. So one thing I just wanted to say about the pricing here and what's included is that they offer what's called solid state drive storage, SSD storage, and at the entry level plan you're getting 50 gigabytes. Now this is more than most competitors, and it's SSD, which means solid state drive is just a faster loading form of storage compared to like an HD hard drive, and so it's just a little quicker. And of course, free SSL certificate, that's pretty much standard practice now amongst web hosting providers. And another huge bonus is they give you $200 in marketing credit, guys. So what's better off for your website than getting a bit of a boost through advertising, right? So you get $100 Microsoft advertising, and with Microsoft advertising, that's, you can do ads on Bing, Yahoo, and a bunch of other AOL, a bunch of other search partners, and then of course $100 Google ads. So it's great, right? No one else offers that I know of, at least. And so that's a huge bonus. And of course they have a free domain, which some web host providers are starting to include that, but most still don't, guys. So great bonuses. Bluehost has really good bonuses. And I'll just quickly touch on the other plans here, but I think most of you guys are going to be wanting one of these plans, and I would recommend the Choice Plus. Now, one thing to keep in mind is whenever you purchase a plan with Bluehost or most web hosting providers, the price is going to go up after your plan renewal. So as you can see, it's significantly more expensive, $15. And so for that reason, I recommend purchasing a plan for as long as possible. 3-4 years, as long as you possibly can, right? If you can afford to pay for 2 or 3 years up front, it's really going to save you a lot of money in the long run. And so these two plans here also come with 1 month of Office. So Office 365, so you can have a good email platform for your website. And so I still believe the Choice Plus plan here is going to be the best option for most of you. So here's just another option. If you are maybe not a beginner and you're looking for a little more performance in your WordPress website, you still want WordPress, but you want a little more performance, then I'm going to recommend the managed WordPress hosting. This is a new plan that Bluehost has just released. And the difference here is that I believe it's still a shared server, but it's just a little faster, right? They're kind of vague on what else is included because they use branded terms like Jetpack Premium included. And but what these are basically speed boosting. Like Jetpack is like a speed boosting plugin for your website. And they have just these extra features. It's basically the next level up after your shared WordPress hosting plans. So this is a great option if you want a little bit extra and the shared web hosting is not quite enough for you. Now another option is for all of you e-commerce store owners. Maybe you're with Shopify, whoever you're with. Bluehost has a WooCommerce powered e-commerce web hosting solution here, and it's very affordable pricing, $6.95 per month. And one thing that's really nice about this is that you get 100 gigabytes of SSD storage for just the starter level plan. This is a really good option and a really good alternative to Shopify as well. The whole thing with Shopify is that it's all done for you, right? The setup of your store is all done for you. Well, this is pretty much the same thing, guys. It's a free setup call, and everything's pretty well done for you with this too. And it's quite a bit cheaper than Shopify. So great alternative for any e-commerce store owners. And so then we get into some of the bigger plans, which I'll briefly touch on. But basically, if you wanted a virtual private server for your web hosting, maybe you get a lot of traffic, maybe you need your own server for whatever reason. They have really affordable plans for VPS hosting, and these are a lot cheaper than like what most of the other competitors. A lot of companies are charging like hundreds of dollars for VPS hosting. If you haven't done your research, then you'll realize that VPS hosting is really expensive, almost as expensive as dedicated hosting, which we're going to cover now. And even Bluehost's dedicated hosting is very affordable. If you compare this to SiteGround or most of the other competitors, it's like half the price. So again, if this is a great option for those of you who need a large bandwidth on your website, so you have tons of traffic coming in, you have a lot going on your website, and you might have like a massive website with thousands of pages. This is when you might want to consider a dedicated hosting plan, which Bluehost provides for a very affordable price. $100 is for their enhanced plan, which is the recommended plan. And so that's a great option. So now we've gone over the pricing, and I just want to talk a little bit about my opinion of Bluehost. So I was with Bluehost for about 2 or 3 months, not very long, and then I moved over to SiteGround. And then after that, I actually moved over to WPX hosting, and now I still have some websites with SiteGround and a few with WPX hosting. So I've had a fair amount of experience with web hosting providers, and what I can tell you about Bluehost is that for the price, the quality is pretty decent, right? They have really affordable pricing, and I think Bluehost is right for anyone who is looking for a budget web hosting solution, and they don't want really low quality, but they don't want to pay a lot of money either. So basically, WPX hosting, SiteGround, and Bluehost are my top 3 web hosting providers. And my number 1 is WPX hosting because they're the fastest and highest performance shared WordPress web hosting solution, and their speed is just unmatchable, right? No one else is as fast as them. But that being said, they're expensive. They're like 6-7 times the price of Bluehost. And so that's not an option for most of you guys. And to be honest, most of you aren't even going to need that. Unless you're running a bigger website, you have no need to really optimize everything super like intensely. And so that's when you would consider Bluehost, right? Very affordable, and it's the quality is pretty good, right? It's not like the fastest web hosting, but it's definitely not the slowest either. And they have some really nice bonuses with their plan. So, like I said, my number one pick is WPX. My number two pick is SiteGround because they're like that balance between value and performance. So if you're willing to spend a little more than the Bluehost plans here because you want a little more performance, but you don't want to drop an arm and a leg, then I would recommend SiteGround. And then my number three pick is Bluehost because I think that although their performance and their loading speeds and stuff might not be quite as good as WPX hosting or SiteGround, they make up for it in their value and the pricing within their plans and their bonus features. So back when I signed up, it was a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they've extended it to 60 days. They're doing things that other web hosting providers aren't doing. The standard money-back guarantee in the industry is usually 30 days, and that's what all the other ones have for the most part. So they're just taking things a little bit further. They're releasing new plans like the WP Pro. And overall, I highly recommend Bluehost for anyone who's looking to just get a website started for a good price. And so if you wanted to try out Bluehost, and keep in mind you can try it out risk-free for 60 days, and you can get your full money back. The only thing you wouldn't get your money back on is your domain name normally, but since it's a free domain name, you get everything back, every dollar. So if you do want to try out Bluehost risk-free, just sign up through the link below this video, and you can get started and have your own website up and running for just like less than $3 a month. And then you can even blast $200 worth of free advertising credits to your website to get it a huge promotional boost, and just really get some traffic right away to your website. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Bluehost review, and I hope that you give it a try and enjoy it. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you later.